what the New York Times should have said, or what I feel that they should have been talking about, was the fact that how easy it is for you to use the law and find the loopholes in the law to your advantage, just like it happened with P. Diddy's case, and just like it's happening with Balke Lively. Newspapers, right? It's just like the Financial Times. These are tabloids that have built their reputation out of something, right? So they are not supposed to be, they are not just supposed to be anyhow. Let me use a Nigerian slang there. They are not just anyhow newspapers or anyhow tabloids. These are, tabloids that of repute. Let me use that word, if they do have any anymore. And so we all know the whole thing, the contradiction and all the things that she again, it makes absolutely no sense. But the New York Times says, again, according to their headlines, Lively versus Baldoni tests limits crosses the, they test what crosses the line on a steamy video or whatever, movie set. And they said that, according to them, they said that the public perception, you see, this is what I call weaponization. Because I don't know which public they are talking about. And they said that the public perception of what sexual harassment is broader than what the law provides for. And that, in and of itself, is a lie from the pits of hell. And the New York Times, you lied, because that is weaponization. Public perception of what sexual harassment is broader than what the law provides for. And you know that you lie. You know that you lie because P. Diddy, he didn't get what he deserved. That much we are okay with. P. Diddy is a perfect example. And the law did not say in any way, shape or form that he did not abuse, assault or traffic, because again, what's her name? Casey was trafficked, right? Like it or not, she was trafficked, right? He didn't say that, but the law provides for that. The law provides for minors. The law provides for everyone to be able to speak. The thing, what the New York Times should have said, or what I feel that they should have been talking about, was the fact that how easy it is for you to use the law and find the loopholes in the law to your advantage, just like it happened with P. Diddy's case, and just like it's happening with Balke Lively and Justin Baldoni. The law is being used and manipulated. By using the loopholes in the law, she is using it to hurt victims. And the same thing Amber Heard and with versus Johnny Depp. Using the loopholes in the law to their advantage. Amber Heard said to Johnny, "Who would believe you if you said I was abusing you?" She made that statement. It was her voice. She confirmed it. It's facts. It's on public record. Why did she make that statement? She made that statement because, again, the law created the avenue that she was able to use, the loophole that she was able to use in there to make that statement, knowing that Johnny would not be believed because he's a man. You see, when the whole issue of sexual harassment, the Me Too movement and co took place, the voices and the faces we saw were those of women. What we did not bank on, what we did not see, what we did not hear were the voices of men. Because yes, men do get abused too. Men do suffer. And many of them do it take it just because who would believe them? Exactly what Amber Heard said. So the New York Times telling me, a reader, that the public perception is wider than what the law provides for is a lie. You are liars from the pit of hell. Because what you're trying to tell me as an individual is that the law, is incomplete. You are making me understand that the law is incomplete. But we all know that it's not about the incompleteness of the law, but it's about the loopholes that remain, that exist, that are open for people to take advantage of. Let me give an example. The fact that a supposed victim, right, of SA or SH can go and file a lawsuit that is not true, in the hopes that they're going to get money out of it and ruin somebody's life. Okay? Then the whole thing turns to dust. It's not true. It's a lie. But the person, the injured party, doesn't have a right to retaliate. You see, when Balke Lively came up with her lawsuit, and he went and filed a defamation lawsuit against Lively, Judge Lyman threw out the case immediately that he did not have the locus standing to do the same to her. But we are actually seeing it play out. And that is a loophole. That is a loophole. Because you have created the vacuum for that to exist. And you forgot one thing. Lively and that idiot of a husband she has, that thinks that his IQ is way more than Einstein's ever was, right, are people who have played in the public eye and used every means necessary, connection, power, name it, to get to this point. Because they did not know. You see, sometimes it's good to be underestimated in life. And JB, Justin Baldoni, I give it to you. Sometimes it's good to be underestimated. They banked on the backing of Taylor Swift. They banked on the backing of Matt Damon and what's his name? Affleck. They banked on those people because they felt that they were the ones that had the coins and they had the clout. What they did not bank on, dear New York Times, let me educate you people a little bit. What you did not bank on, what did they not bank on, is that JB had a billionaire on his back. A billionaire, not that nobody hears of him, but he's a quiet billionaire, stays on his own, not looking for trouble, just does his thing. They didn't know that. They didn't know that Justin Baldoni had a network that was his net worth. They had no clue. And so we now realize that the power play, it shifted the moment Justin Baldoni said, let's rock and roll. It's time to rumble. Let's Royal Rumble. And she began shaking and quaking in her boots. Yes, because I will tell you this for free. Plantation Khaleesi knew that the moment Justin Baldoni picked up that lawsuit and said, I'm going to take it on, she knew she was cooked. The moment they went into discovery, she knew she was done. Hook, line, and sinker. Personally, I can't wait to see how far she's gonna go. Because she's trying to prove something. I said this in my video, during the summer of last year. I said it, there's something she's trying to prove. There's something she wants. There is something she wants to make. She wants to ensure that the money that she's going to get out of this, and that she wants to milk it. But then Judge Lyman has just put the hammer down. Nobody is settling. Nobody is paying anybody's attorney fees. So, understand something, Were. Your attorney fees are coming out of your pocket. Idiot. I've never, as in, to dislike someone so much, this much, two people, it's crazy. But I don't want to ever see those two people ever again. Ever. But let's go back to the New York Times. I digress. So, I picked up a couple of things. This video is going to be long. Please bear with me. Probably I'll break it down. I don't know, but please bear with me. Okay. Now, so I picked up a couple of things, right? Again, because this New York Times is crappy. Like I said, it is either this is a PR, for me, it's a PR thing. And there is no justifiable reason for them to continue this, but they want to continue it. At the same time, they're trying to sway public opinion, which is interesting. At the same time, they are looking in, I think they want to kind of redeem themselves and justify the crap Megan Twohey put them into. And I really don't give a damn about it. Right. So I think in a way it's interesting that, he's going after the New York Times and not Megan Twohey, the journalist, because they should have been bienveillants sur, they should have been more bienveillants sur les actions de Megan Twohey. But, so I picked up, again, the use of the media. Amber versus, Heard versus Depp. What was the role play? The role play was the same. She used the Washington Post. And watching it now, you watch how it was dismantled, right? That thing that she wrote, I spoke up for, and they just it was dismantled completely. And I kept hearing a lot of people saying this is Amber Heard, this is a Amber Heard wannabe. Yeah, she can try to be, as much as she wants. She can try to be a Amber Heard wannabe for that's her cup of tea. But the difference is that she has more money than Amber. Amber did not have anything, right? So why is hitting Amber hard is because she didn't kolowo, right? Doesn't have money. But she has. So how far will it hit her, or how hard will it hit her? We don't know yet. But I am praying and fasting that the hitting will be very hard. As when I mean hard, I mean hard. I can see now that the weary husband, the useless husband, has decided to face his football club. He may be forced to sell, and I'm hoping he does, so that everybody can, I'm praying that he does sell, so that the bagger can disappear. Anyway. So, winning in the court of public opinion moves much faster, of course, than the federal judge. So, again, like I said, the New York Times is looking to win in the court of public opinion. It's not for, they need to win. And it makes me wonder how much were they paid? Because if they don't win, they could tell them, say, listen, the job we told you to do, you couldn't execute it. My money back. And then alarm will blow everywhere. Yes, that's Nigerian slang for everything will just, the card stumble, right? Alarm will blow, pick that up. Now, what is interesting is, while she, Lively, whom again is not smart, she's not intelligent, she's not smart in my books. I don't know, and it's obvious on her face. She's not a smart person. So she used that, she weaponized that. And Brian Friedman, being so smart, he jumped on that train as quickly as she did. And that, for me, is a winner. As quickly as she jumped on that train, he jumped also on it. He did not waste time. And I get the sense that were they waiting? Who knows? Probably they were. But the speed with which he came back with, a repost, chef's kiss. And so we see ourselves like, okay, so the game she was trying to play, it was nipped in the bud as quickly as it began. And that is a smart move. Thanks to Judge Lyman, who said, oh, stop. But while Judge Lyman is saying stop, Lively is not stopping, because she keeps on pushing PR. She keeps pushing PR, but she's not stopping. Now, she talks also about, remember the climax. This thing is crazy. And she's saying that the conversation about simultaneous climax or whatever on a set of a movie that was supposed to be about a steamy and turbulent relationship, right? And I said, I'm wondering how that conversation of Justin Baldoni asking Idiot Lively about climax happened. She's not a smart person. You can see that. Neither is she intelligent. So it's really hard for me to picture JB leading that conversation. It's really hard for me. And this is me being, when you sit down long enough or when you watch somebody long enough, you just realize that, okay, there's only so much this person feels that is going for them. Hair, beauty, paparazzi. That's where they build their rhetoric. That's where they build their persona. Nothing more. There's nothing here. And so I'm asking, because when you listen to Justin Baldoni speak, and then you listen to her speak, you just know that this person is a daft, complete moron, as in a complete isiake. Nothing, empty, boom, fish brain. Nothing is there. So I'm asking myself, how did that conversation happen? And this leads us to my next arguments. How devastating words can be when used falsely. Exactly. Because tell me and explain it to me again. If Brian Friedman did not do what he did on time, if Justin did not have that video clip, if he did not keep all these tidbits of information, thanks to Emily, right, it will be a totally different story today. Again, how devastating words can be when used falsely. And I'm going to end, or almost, not the least either. Those statements are quite cringy, and a conversation about a scene being filmed, according to the law says that, grounds for harassment have to be severe and pervasive. It doesn't cover. We are looking for it, right? And so it also brings me to the Afro Man and the police lawsuit we've all heard about. Again, creative process at play, right? And so the police decides that, Afro Man's creative process is supposed to be called into question here. We'll see how stupid that is. This is exactly what is playing out. We all see how crazy it looked on air. And so here we are again, somebody trying to make a mockery of the justice system. The New York Times, in my opinion, they're making a mockery of themselves, and they're actually validating every thought process out there of every individual who says the media is being manipulative, and it's true. Now, what the New York Times conveniently missed and didn't question was the intimacy continuators. Where were they? For which Lively said she didn't need. She said it's on paper. And the consent paradox. She declined the use of an intimacy coordinator or the presence of one. And so it will now make me understand the reason why Emily Baldoni says, listen, from here on out, and from all that this woman is doing, you start keeping records of everything. Let me go further. Like I told you guys, this is where it's going to end. I watched Amber versus Heard again. And color me flummoxed. Whom did we see? Liz Plank. Is anybody thinking what I'm thinking here? She is the common denominator here and there. All right, guys, I've talked way too much. This is where this video ends for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinions. I know it's long. Please pardon me, forgive me. I know, but I'd love to hear everything you have to say. And not feel to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.